Episode 413 of Bucco Bantr. We are down on the farm. We're going to recap everything happening in the minor league system, and then we are joined by Altoona outfielder Ivan Brethowr. You're listening to the Bucco Bantr podcast, brought to you by the Just Baseball Media Network. Cue the music.
Rockin' 101, she compliment my taste. Whiskey in my lemonade, cause I like the way it tastes. Best seats at the Pirates, can they let me run the base? Yeah, my time is like my money, cause I can't afford to waste. Wifey is a lawyer, take my date to my dates. Or the steak by the plate, sending case after case. Run my race at my pace, clear the grass of the snakes.
Welcome back to another episode of Bucco Bantr. We are down on the farm this week, Adam. Maybe we have some more positives to talk about with this team, this organization. I mean,
the bar is low right now. The bar is really low. So we talk about it all the time, how we love these episodes because it's nothing but dreaming.
Yeah.
Dreaming on tools and standout performances throughout the minor league system. And there was a lot of them this week. And then we'll be joined by Ivan Brethowr at the end of the show. If you recall correctly, he was traded for last season, I believe, from the Cubs. So we'll talk about his story, his journey through pro baseball, and much, much more. But Scott, why don't you get us kicked off with some news down on the farm?
Yeah, some guys activated, some guys' season's ending, unfortunately. But Tuesday, we had Bryson Moore, the draft pick out of Florida State, and Alex Overbay, son of Lyle Overbay, were activated and assigned to Bradenton. Left-hand pitcher Isaias Uribe was assigned to Greensboro. This was a lefty guy out of the DSL that has really lifted his way through the system as of recently. And then right-hand pitcher Garrett McMillan. Remember him? He's been out for the whole year. He was activated, and he's with Bradenton on a rehab stint.
He was killing it last year, by the way.
He was. Not a guy that's going to overpower you, but like more of a pitchability righty. Victor Trejo was demoted from Greensboro to Bradenton. Right-hand pitcher Claudio Estelle, an interesting arm, was activated in Bradenton. And right-hand pitcher Po Yu Chen started his rehab assignment with the Bradenton Marauders. Ronaldo Gallo, a guy that we posted an article about recently. Arnoa Wright actually wrote about him. Interesting undrafted arm out of the University of Miami. The fastball characteristics jump off the page. Left the Greensboro game mid-AB with a trainer. No new news about him. Hopefully he's all right. But this is a guy that is, has been raising eyebrows over the past month. Then Wednesday, right-hand pitcher Michael Gibson, the 10th round pick out of the Citadel, two-way guy in college, was placed on the 7-day IL prior to making his pro debut. Didn't even get to pitch an inning yet. And then lastly, a guy that I've been really high on, Carlos Mateo, right-handed pitcher in Bradenton. Stupid fastball characteristics. Radon Navarro from the right side was placed on the 60 IL. His season comes to an end, unfortunately, but a named circle going forward.
Let's get to Indianapolis because I think we should talk Mitch Jebb.
We should.
Real quick. Everybody's favorite conversation. This week, 7 for 25, 4 runs, 2 home runs, 4 RBIs, a walk, 8 strikeouts. He's hitting 290 on the year. Scott, where's the power come from?
I don't know.
In Indianapolis,
it showed up in AAA, the last stop before the bigs, and I think Mitch Jebb has a legit opportunity to be a super utility guy in the big leagues. I really do. I know there's questions about the swing and if it'll work at the big league level, but he's really turned it on when it mattered most here in the last month since being promoted to AAA. And yeah, if that power is going to translate, I think you give him an opportunity. I think this is a name that you maybe circle for a chance at a September call-up if all things go wrong here in Pittsburgh. But nonetheless, I think he's got an opportunity to be a super utility guy.
And then Thomas Harrington this week went 6 innings, 3 hits, no earned, 2 walks, 3 Ks. Just an interesting year.
Yeah.
For the former top 100
Good
guy.
to see him like maybe end it on a good note. Hopefully he can keep that going in his last couple starts.
But also somebody who you don't want to see come out of the bullpen.
No.
Right?
No.
Like this is going to be a pitchability type of player. Where does he fit? And maybe there's more questions or more available spots after this offseason. Who knows? But again, good to see him end on a high note. And then Cy Nielsen, who we just had on the show, 2 1/3, 1 hit, no earned, 5 Ks, Scott.
Yes, I Nelson's looked good in AAA. I mean, he also was contributed to the shutout yesterday in Indianapolis. They did well against Louisville Bats this week. They're almost at 500. This is a team who started off really slow, so maybe to get another minor league affiliate over the 500 mark would be nice. Even though that's not the main concern in the minor leagues, you want to focus on development. Another guy I want to highlight: Connor Whitcroft continues to pitch well. Went 6 in the third on Saturday. 6 hits, only 2 earned, 3 Ks. He's a 3.17 ERA. A name that you should circle as a pitchability lefty that could be a interesting back end rotation piece at the next level.
Go to Altoona. They were at the Binghamton Rumble Ponies, the Mets Double-A affiliate. Murph Gray, a lot of people are talking about him right now. 3 for 17 on the week, 2 runs, a double, a home run. I don't know if you saw the video of it. Absolutely crushed.
Yeah.
3 RBIs, 3 walks, 7 Ks. Lonnie White Jr. went 0 for 19.
9 Ks. Not his way. He was on a heater before this, though.
Right. So, I mean, everyone's bound to cool down. He's still hitting 276 on the year. We'll be out in Altoona this weekend, so hopefully we're able to sit down with Lonnie White Jr. and talk about the success he's had this year. But a little bit of hey, let's cool off right here type of week for Lonnie White Jr.
Yeah, for sure. That's going to happen. It's a long season, right? And this is a guy who's barely played over his first 3 seasons. So it's been really encouraging to see the steps forward he's taken this year. Also, I want to highlight Will Taylor has had a pretty good week. He went 3 for 4 on Friday with a triple in his 23rd stolen base. He's hitting like in the 230, 240 range. A very interesting prospect who was at Clemson to play football and baseball, right? Kind of like a Bubba Chandler, but he actually went to Clemson, and a supreme athlete who I think is raw and is going to figure it out here. Let's go to Greensboro, Adam. Greensboro was playing the Bowling Green Hot Rods. I feel like it's Greensboro and Bowling Green since we started Bucco Banner, at least. The Rays high A affiliate and our high A affiliate, these two teams usually are the top of the league. The Greensboro Grasshoppers only lost 1 game this series in Bowling Green. In Bowling Green, a team that had 76 wins. The Grasshoppers now have 72. And man, was the offense on display in Kentucky this week.
Florentino hit some nukes. That swing looks back. That sweet uppercut, falling back on the back leg, putting all the weight back there, driving the ball. He's still hitting 222, but 5 for 19 on the week, 3 bombs, 8 RBIs, 6 walks. And then you got power from Jared Jones as well, 3 home runs on the week. Wyatt Sanford had a couple of bombs. Like, they were really showing off the big muscle.
Jared Jones needs to be in Altoona for the last couple of weeks of the season. Just needs to be. I don't see a reason to keep him in Greensboro much longer unless you're chasing a championship. You start him in Altoona next year. This is a guy who's produced all year long outside of being on the injured list for a little bit. Hitting 307, has like 20 home runs at this point in the season. A bat that is probably it's above Greensboro at this point.
Yeah, college guy, man. You want to see these college guys move quickly. That was going to actually bring that up when we were talking about Altoona. Like, what guys do you think are going to move in the last month of the season here? He's got September. That's pretty much it.
I mean, usually the minor league season ends like after Labor Day, so you don't have much baseball left, right? Unless they go to the playoffs. I thought Oxtail Plaza would be in Double-A, but they moved to Easton Carmichael, which I thought was warranted, obviously. Jared Jones is a name that you should watch. I think Edward Florentino should stick there, and I think he should start in Greensboro next year too, to be honest with you. He's still young. But I want to talk about 2 debuts before we move on. Levi Sterling debuted in Greensboro this week on Thursday. It was the only loss this week. Wasn't due to him necessarily, but went 3 innings, 3 hits, 4 earned, 4 walks, 4 Ks. So we know the walks have been an issue for Levi at times. I think it'll take some adjusting for him in Greensboro, but love to see him out there. And then on Friday, Reynold Navarro picked up and did more from where he left off in Bradenton. 5 innings, 1 hit, 1 earned, 1 walk. That's the key stat here. 1 walk, 8 Ks in his high A debut. One to remember for sure, guys. In Bowling Green, like, this is a very tough league. This is a first true test outside of low A. Love what you gotta love what you're seeing from Reynold Navarro.
He is going to be a dog. I think this is the diamond in the rough this year that you didn't really expect to have the breakout type of year. And then every week we talk about him just more and more and more. And he's a player of the week multiple times. The stuff is disgusting. And if he's able to do this with one walk, you said? Nuts. Absolutely nuts. Let's go to Bradenton. A lot of draft
let's
things.
back it up real quick.
Okay.
Let's talk about friend of the show, Draven Ziegler.
Oh my God.
11-5 win yesterday on Sunday's game. Let's talk about him real quick, guys. I mean, like he's been really good out of the pen this year in Bradenton. I know he's hit a rough spot in Greensboro. You try to take the stats with a grain of salt because it's a launching pad in Greensboro, but he made a spot start on Sunday, Adam, and went 5 innings, no hits, no earned, 1 walk, 5 Ks. Would be in the running for pitcher of the week this week.
LSU Shreveport guy, a team that pretty much didn't lose at all during his tenure in college. So he knows how to win. And just having him on the show and then meeting him in person, top tier human being. We'll go to Bradenton now. A lot of draft guys here. Chris Rembert went 7 for 17 on the week, 5 runs, 2 doubles, 2 RBIs, 2 walks. Trey Phelps went 3 for 11, 3 runs, an RBI, 2 walks, only 3 Ks, 2 stolen bags. Brent Iredale, who we had on the show earlier this year, had a pretty good week, and it seems like he's getting into a groove. I know he was hurt for the beginning of the year. He got some time in the FCL, 6 for 18, 7 runs, 3 bombs, 5 RBIs, 5 walks, 8 Ks, and a stolen base. A lot of talent that's going to finish the year in Bradenton, Scott.
Yeah, Brent Iredale is a guy that I was considering for hitter of the week. I mean, 3 home runs this week. He has a dozen on the year in Bradenton. I think he's a guy that starts in Greensboro right away next year. I think they're going to want to see what they have with him. Chris Rembert is the guy I want to talk about because Chris Rembert, I think, is going to be a higher ceiling Deuce Gorson.
Okay.
Bat to ball. I mean, 2nd round pick. Is going to produce maybe at a little bit of a higher level, maybe has a chance to be more than a super utility player. Chris Rembert had a big week, 2 doubles, 2 RBIs, 4 stolen bags. He gets on base. He's hitting 300. I'm going to follow him very closely until the end of the Marauder season. This is a guy that's been special. And then Richard Ramirez, a guy that I've talked about quite a bit, another catcher in the system who gives me Oxiel Plus-esque vibes with a mix of Omar Alfonso with the power. I think this is a guy that starts in Greensboro next year as well.
And then talk about debuts. My guy, Bryson Moore from Florida State, 2 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned, 1 walk.
It's my cousin.
4 Ks. It's also Scott's cousin. Same spelling and everything. You talked to him before the game?
I didn't. I try to leave him alone before he goes into starts, especially like his pro debut. I didn't want to bother him. So
yeah, of course, obviously. Scott, the DSL ended. What's going on down there?
DSL ended. The DSL Pirates Black finished 30-24, while the DSL Pirates Gold finished 22-33. Moved some guys around. Some positive takeaways. Walton Guerrero Jr. was very good. Hit .313 this year. He showed Yordani De Los Santos a skill set at 16, 17 years old, where he can do a lot of everything. The power is probably going to come later on if there is some. And then Yohendra Santos is a guy that I want to circle. He hit .214. And this was a late signing in the international signing period that we highlighted in the early spring as a guy you should look at. And I think the power and speed combo kind of put itself together there at the end of the DSL. A guy that you should maybe see at the complex at some point next year, stateside. And then lastly, Yenser Custodio is a guy we didn't get to see enough of because he was hurt for most of it. But this was their top international signing this season. He finished hitting 159. I take those stats with a grain of salt. These guys are really young, but there's obvious skill set there. And then lastly, Ashton Kennedy, a 2-way guy out of Australia. He's playing first base. He's pitching. A name to watch. I think he'll probably be complex level next year as well.
Scott, the hitter and the pitcher of the week, brought to you by Smashed Waffles in Oakland. Mentioned the Bucco Bantr home run of the week for 20% off your entire order. The hitter of the week is Tony Blanco Jr. Big man gets his first of the year on Bucco Bantr. 8 for 17, 5 runs, a double, 4 homers, 7 RBIs, 3 walks, only 4 strikeouts on the week. Brings his average to a solid 264 for Tony Blanco Jr.
Yeah, I mean, the big guy, right? Like this is
Home runs are home runs. They are no doubters every single time.
I'm not exaggerating when I say this is the most ridiculous power I've ever seen from a human being. Like it's easy plus plus. If there was a grade above 80, he should get it, as I put out earlier. Like this is a guy that has got some of the most easy game game power that you've ever seen at the plate. Let's go to the pitcher of the week, Adam. We're gonna go Reynald Navarro. This is maybe his 5th or 6th Bucco Bantr pitcher of the week, but this is his first one in Greensboro. His first outing in high A, 5 innings, 1 hit, 1 earned, 1 walk, 8 Ks. You gotta love what you saw from him. A future top 100 prospect, if you ask me.
Love it. Love it. Well, hey, let's take a quick break right there, and then we will be back with Altoona outfielder Ivan Brethowr. Joining us now on Bucco Bantr is current prospect for the Pittsburgh Pirates, Ivan Brethowr. Ivan, welcome to the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys.
Ivan, just the other day, we had a former college teammate of yours, Matt Ager, on the show. Talk about talk about how UCSB prepared you for pro ball and what it was like playing with Matt Ager in college and now in pro ball again.
Oh man, it's been a blessing, man. I've been very blessed. I mean, last year I was with my buddy Ryan Gallagher, also in the same draft class as me and Maddie. So him, and then I, got traded over here. I mean, luckily to someone else who's familiar. So I mean, it was really a blessing. He wasn't in Greensboro with me last year, but just to have someone familiar in the org is just always a great place to start. So and about Santa Barbara, I can't say enough good things about Andrew Checkett's over there and the stuff that they're doing. It's always tough as a mid-major, limited resources, and you're kind of just working uphill in comparison to all your competition, all the Power 5 schools and all that type of stuff. I mean, Santa Barbara doesn't have a football team, relies a lot on donors and recruiting. So I just always have had a bunch of respect for them because to have even back-to-back years on the pitching side, you have Flora and you have Bremner. Those aren't guys who I would say early.
Typically.
Typically come out of mid-majors, but I would say Chex, it's he was on them early, before they were even well-known in high school, and he's had a lot of guys like that as well who've ended up signing professionally. But that's just the reality of it, is that you have so much NIL these days. It's you can't be waiting for a guy to develop at the end of high school and then recruit him to your mid-major. It's nah, you got to get into them early and hope they stay loyal. And that's what he does. It's not a hard place compared to some others to get you to stay loyal to. I think I lived 5 blocks from the beach when I was there, so it was pretty sweet.
Ivan, we'll talk about the trade in a second, but before there, you were at Arizona State. What was the recruitment process for you outside of high school? And did you know that, eventually, your career at ASU would go to UC Santa Barbara? How was that whole process for you?
Yeah. I'm a just huge believer in, things happen for a reason. I'm a big man of faith. I try to live my life centered around that. But I look at it as normally out of high school, it's it would be so just far-fetched for someone like me to end up out of Santa Barbara or at Santa Barbara from Kansas, just straight out of high school. That just didn't happen. But yeah, Arizona State, I had a few mentors growing up who had went there. I knew it developed a bunch of, major league talent. So I looked at that as I wanted a college that was going to give me the opportunity to help me develop and be the best player that I could be. Because ultimately my goal was, starting from high school, was to, have a long career in the major leagues. So I just wanted a program that was going to give me the opportunity to develop and do that. And I saw Arizona State as a pretty good candidate for that. So I would say pretty early in my high school recruiting, I kind of put my finger on it that, Arizona State was going to be my dream school of where I wanted to go. And if I got an opportunity there, then I was going to go, and that's kind of what it was. And the way that things turned out, I mean, I was lucky to, get in there and get committed before COVID, because COVID was it would have been my big recruiting summer, if I hadn't committed, previously to that. But then right when I got down there, the staff, all switched over. I mean, you know how that stuff is. So, I have no hard feelings against, Bloomquist and the staff at, Arizona State. They're doing the best with what they have, and they've been in the playoffs past few years, done a great job, but it just ultimately wasn't the best fit for me. So yeah, went further west, and found a great fit in Santa Barbara, and I couldn't be happier with how it ended up playing out.
Let's get into the trade now. You were acquired last trade deadline for Taylor Rogers. The Pirates acquired Taylor Rogers in that Brian Hayes trade. It was just a year after being drafted, too, out of UCSB. Talk about the reaction when you got traded and what that transition period was like, going from one affiliate to another.
Oh man, it was definitely kind of wild. Like the announcement was after the deadline. So I mean, I'm in the clubhouse getting ready to play games. Everyone's kind of stressing like, oh crap, like it's the deadline. Who's going to get traded? Is there going to be anyone here? And and I think like 30 minutes before, Gallagher had just gotten traded to the Twins, and so I kind of hit. I was like, oh wow, like this is like. I mean, my buddy Christian Franklin, the Kansas City guy, he had gotten traded to the Nationals. Obviously now he's with the Orioles, but he had just gotten traded as well. And so I was like, dude, like these are buddies of mine, and they're gone. So I mean, going into that, I wasn't like super like thinking I was necessarily going to get traded, but I definitely hadn't like totally ruled it out. But yeah, I mean, I actually ended up, our manager happened to take his off week that week. And so I actually didn't find out by like normal means. It was kind of just like we saw a trade with Pittsburgh and Chicago, and some of my buddies just came up to me when I was sitting in my locker, with my AirPods in, getting ready for the game, and it showed me like 100 like Twitter like tweets of all of like me being involved in this trade, and I was like, oh crap, like that's probably real. So I probably need to talk to someone about this. And then I went and figured it out. And I think it was a little while before we like got it like official. But then, after that, I mean, it's the org that drafts you. So, they were very good to me, and I was very grateful for everything they did. So, it's just kind of it was a pit, because I was like, man, just a big change. But obviously couldn't be happier to be part of the Pirates org. I mean, I've just been so happy with how they've treated me, believed in me, encouraged me, just helped me become a better version of myself. So
what's it been like working with the Pirates organization on developing as a player, namely your swing? Obviously, as a big guy, 6'6", long levers. A lot of people don't realize how hard it is to have repeatable mechanics and be successful at the pro level. And it's something obviously that you're trying to perfect your craft on every day. What's that process been like with the Pirates organization?
I think that's been like, I mean, some of the first stuff that they've acknowledged is like, hey, like we want to make this the best like for you. Like this is not a one size fits all. Like we know that you're, I mean, drastically different than other guys. I mean, and that's in so many ways like a great thing for you. And like they just have all encouraged me to lean into that. And just looking at all of the great examples that we've had recently of big dudes, big athletic dudes having success in the majors. So I mean, they just it's encouraged me to lead into that, and just been super supportive with all of the, I mean, sort of routes that I've been to go down to get better.
Ivan, the baseball is a game of failure. What have you learned about handling adversity, especially at the pro level?
Yeah, I mean, it just keeps coming at you. So it's definitely a big adjustment from college. Just the sheer length of the season, games almost every day. So I would say like just prioritizing sleep, prioritizing nutrition, prioritizing all of those sorts of off the field things, to put yourself in the best position to feel fresh and energized on the field. Because I would say like, I mean, some days you wake up with brain fog. I mean, some days you wake up and your body's pretty sore. Some days it takes you longer to get activated than others. But I mean, regardless, the game's coming at you either way. It's not going to feel sorry for you. So, I mean, you got to get up and give it everything you have, no matter what, like regardless of the circumstances. So I think it's almost just like, for lack of a better term, like almost mindless persistence. Totally like not even looking at what sort of odds might be stacked against you or whatever it is. Just like absolute refusal to give up, give an inch, like just total resilience.
There been a guy that you've played with in Altoona or even Greensboro that you've looked at and like, wow, the talent's off the charts, or this guy is definitely going to make it to the show one day?
I mean, I'll give props to Lonnie White, man. I was with him in Greensboro last year, and you could tell that, I mean, he had all the tools, and he's just a few steps away from kind of putting it all together. And I mean, I've been blessed to watch him kind of go off this year, and it's like there's a lot of guys that for the outsiders or for fans who aren't sort of in and around people as often as maybe we are the players. It's like you look at it and it's like, oh man, these guys came out of nowhere. Like what? Like, oh my gosh, like we would have never thought this guy. But it's like, man, you watch it, it's like there's some guys where it's like, oh dude, it's like it could be next year, it could be a few years, but it's like, oh, he's got it, man. Like he's got it. His ceiling is so high that like sooner or later he's gonna go off.
Ivan, I got to ask you the most important question you'll ever be asked. All right. We love doing this with the Altoona guys. I think you probably know what's coming. Altoona pizza, yes or no?
Altoona pizza? And you guys put me on the spot.
I don't know what the pizza scene's like in Kansas, but
pizza scene. Oh man, I'm embarrassed. I haven't had Altoona pizza. Where should I go?
I don't have a place for you, nor you shouldn't. But we were talking to some of your teammates, and they're like, I know Cy and Maddie just had it, and they said it wasn't as bad as they thought. Maybe ask them for a picture.
Go look at a picture and then get back to us.
I'll ask him when I get in the clubhouse. That's hilarious. I was like, man, what am I missing? I haven't heard any about this Altoona pizza.
You're not missing anything. Don't worry about it. You're still in the loop. Right. Ivan, we'll get you out of here. But the last question I have for you, for Pittsburgh fans that might not know who you are, they're trying to learn about Ivan Brethowr. Who are they getting in the player that is you?
Yeah, I know that what I've done so far in pro ball is it's genuinely very far from like my own like individual ceiling. And so like I'm going to do every single thing in my power to become like that best player that I can be, like the absolute best version of myself, like regardless of what it takes or what I need to do to get there. Like, I mean, that's my ultimate goal in my career is to, I want to become the best version of myself, and I'm gonna learn as much, I'm gonna grow as much, I'm gonna do whatever I need to do to make them.
Appreciate you joining us, man. Looking forward to seeing you. We're going to make a trip out to Altoona here in a couple of weeks, so we'll definitely come and say hi, but looking forward to seeing you in Pittsburgh eventually.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Thank you, guys. God bless you.
Best seats at the Pirates game, they let me run the base. Yeah, my time is like my money, cause I can't afford to waste. Wifey is a lawyer, take my date to my dates, or the steak by the plates. And